Greetings, YouTube! The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And we have big news that has come out from Kabam. I've got it up here. It says, update to the monthly Rebalance review program. I've got some dollar signs on here because that's really what this has to do with. So, we're going to go over this. We're going to talk about it. Lots to do, lots to talk about. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned. All right, before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. Don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, Kabam, Osaurus Rex, if you didn't know, that's Karate Mike. He is telling us this came out today, and it was updated at 4:24 p.m. That is Eastern Standard Time, so this would have come out at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, I think, something like that. But it says, update to the monthly Rebalance review program, and I'm going to add my commentary into this as we read it, because I'm going to be reading this generally for the first time that you all are going to be seeing this as well. So, greetings, summoners. Following our previous balance update, which if you didn't know, that was the Spider-Woman one, with the announcement of changes to Spider-Woman, the team has taken time to meaningfully review your feedback and has since had many discussions regarding where the Rebalance program currently lives and how to best approach champion balance moving forward. So, let me translate that for you. They took a look at their numbers, and when I mean numbers, they took a look at their revenue for 1 month, which we will never see. Kabam is not a public company here in the United States, so there are no balance reports for Kabam. But they had many discussions, and they took a look at their revenue and looked at that the revenue went down because there's a lot of people that did a lot of, let's say, boycotting. That caused them to rethink. Okay, let's keep reading. After careful consideration, and this is in bold, we've made the decision to bring the current Rebalance program to a close. So, money didn't equal what they were doing, and they made a lot of us that spend money on this game upset. So that resulted in them closing this. So now they're going to get some history. So when the Rebalance program first launched, Marvel Contest of Champions was in a very different place than it is today. The game has evolved tremendously since then, and the program no longer aligns with our current needs. I'm not really sure how that fits into the overall theme of this. So you will, I hate it when they use conjunction. So you will still see the upcoming batch update with Falcon, Joaquin Torres, who's getting a buff, Toad, who is becoming a 7-star, Spider-Woman, who is getting a nerf, and Deathless Vision, who I think is getting a buff. But there will be no additional changes through the Rebalance program nor any ongoing monthly updates. As always, we reserve the right to adjust champions if they're critically impacting the game health. All right, so we're being told that the Rebalance program is going away, but we're also being told that they're going to change champions when they want to. So what that means is they are not going to tell us. So the Rebalance program was essentially a blog to tell us that they were changing the mechanics and the kit of a champion. And now that it's going to be going away, they are no longer going to be telling us when they are doing that. But it says, as always, we reserve the right to adjust champions if they are critically impacting game health. So, then why create them in the first place, or why don't you play test them correctly? Just saying. A little quality control never hurt anyone. Now, do they really think that the player base, the fan base, is not going to notice that a champion changed? I mean, we notice when even the slightest, like, tenth of a second change in animations happen. And people will have videos and they'll slow them down, and it'll be YouTubers like me that are very good at doing that. So, yes, we're going to know if they change a champion. So let's continue reading. That said, our balance philosophy will return to its pre-program roots: thoughtful, targeted interventions and bug fixes when truly necessary. So remember back in the day that Mole Man was bugged. He was doing a thing past a certain point, and then they fixed him after like a year and a half. And that, everybody noticed the second they did that. I mean, literally within minutes of doing that change without telling anybody, everybody noticed. All right, let's continue reading. To clarify, this does not mean champions won't be buffed moving forward. We love tuning and reworking champions to give them stronger places in the meta, and we have many of those on the horizon. Well, of course they're not going to change. This part right here is a moneymaker. They are definitely not going to stop doing that. That is an absolute continue. When they buff a champion, everybody gets on the game to try and get that champion. Everybody wants that champion, except Rhino. That buff really sucked. Let me just say that. That buff totally sucked. But for the most part, when a champion gets buffed, people get on to get it, like Red Guardian. That was a good one. That was a really good buff. We were all very happy with that. When Juggernaut got buffed, everybody wanted Juggernaut. And he went right up in everybody's top 10 lists. So this is something I know that they're just paying us lip service on this. They are definitely not going to get rid of the buff, because the buffs mean that people want that champion now. So let's continue reading. This only pertains to the current 6-month review period, strictly pertaining to new champions release. So looking ahead, we'll be exploring several different systems to maintain a healthy meta and game experience, and to find something that best suits the community. We want to ensure that players feel that their time and investments are respected. And that was a big thing with the Spider-Woman, and also with a few other champs like Mole Man, where people put time and money and resources, but in this game, resources equal money a lot of times, and then they change things, and they reserve the right to change them, but we also reserve the right to be upset if they do that, and they don't want to give rank down tickets. That's a big thing, because you rank the champion down, and when you rank the champion down, you also get all of those resources back that you put into the champion, and they don't want anything to do with that. They want you to spend your money on those resources, all the catalysts, and all the ISO and the gold and everything else. They want you to spend money on that. So we plan to share more details in the coming months, and we'll be communicating any new approach well in advance before anything impacts future champions. So they're getting rid of the Rebalance program. That means the blog, really all this means is there's a blog going away. That's it. That's all it means. Every month we got a blog, which cost Kabam money because an employee had to go in and write the blog. Really, the employee had to tell the AI to write the blog, but there was a blog. It had to go through a bunch of people to review it before it got published, hopefully, although we've seen Kabam in the past publish things in the game online without actually checking it to make sure things are spelled right or it wasn't somebody's email. But it essentially was just a blog. They're going to tell us if they do something. That's what they said right there. But now we're not going to get a monthly blog about it. All right. Thank you for your passion and dedication to the contest, the Marvel Contest of Champions team. Blah. Okay. There it is. There you have it. That's what I got for everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.